So a quick update now and some major new developments in the Baltimore Bridge cyber attack. Something really fishy is going on here. But first, early this morning in Baltimore, we were about to see some explosions. They were about to blow up the rest of the Francis Scott Key Bridge, demolishing what's left of the bridge and then sinking it into the bay. Authorities said they were going to set off explosives that would look like fireworks. They were planning to tell people, don't come and watch, don't come and see. Stay at home, but bad weather has put a damper on those plans. Here's where look at this, guys. I mean, the ship is still here. The ship is still stuck under a large portion of this. This was Friday. This photo was Friday.
Jeez.
So they still haven't managed to get this pancake out of here. And of course, they were still concerned about, what kind of chemicals are, leaking out of these things. We don't fully know all the details, what's in these things.
It's the shocking photo when you look at those dudes just looking around like, what are we going to do about this?
Well, and think about the 6 people that were killed, who were on that bridge doing construction work at the time and were crushed and killed and thrown into the water as a result of this. So crews are trying to get this ship removed, but it's still there. But we're also getting now our first videos from the first responders. Now, you would think, maybe we'd see this info, the police departments, the Port Authority, whatever, would release these videos because we want to see we want public information, right? No. They held them back. The only reason we got to see these videos, once again, is through Freedom of Information Act requests by the media. So the Baltimore Banner managed to get their hands on more than a dozen videos on Friday from the Maryland Natural Resources Police. So here's the first body cam footage that we've seen. This is the very first video from a first responder in the waterway as police came up on the crash. Watch.
Dude, this is bad. Like there is no bridge. Yeah, me and Charlie are coming in and it's like, are you kidding me? It's like something's missing here in the skylight. The whole center span is gone completely. It's in the water.
So 6 construction workers, as I mentioned, were repairing potholes on Interstate 695 and were killed in that disaster. So there's a human toll on this cyber attack. Meanwhile, the FBI continues to stonewall reporters who are trying to get answers about their investigation. Now, recall, 20 days after the Dali shipping container struck the bridge, 20 days, the FBI finally decided to open a criminal investigation. Into the cyber attack. At the time, we wondered what the hell took so long, and why did the Biden administration, the very morning of the attack, like as the sun came up, President Biden told us how he takes the train over this bridge all the time. There's no train tracks on this bridge, so I don't know how he does that. But there's nothing to see here. His internal investigation among his Biden staffers. There's nothing to see, nothing nefarious here. Don't worry about it. And by the way, we are going to rebuild it, he said. Don't worry about it. Move along. Nothing to see here. So why did he say that? Well, then why 20 days later did the FBI open an investigation, a criminal investigation? First of all, I'm still wrapping my brain about how did the Biden administration conduct an investigation? The NTSB didn't arrive there for a few more days. They weren't even on board the bridge. They weren't even on board the boat after it struck for days. The FBI took 20 days to get there. And Biden's own cybersecurity experts went on the record, well, off the record, but they went and told us that, in fact, it was a cyber attack. Inside the Biden administration admitted to this. So what investigation did they actually do? Someone should ask Karine Jean-Pierre in the White House press briefing room. President Biden said that you guys had figured it out. There was nothing to see here. What was he basing that on? Can a reporter please follow up with that question? I would love to know the answer to that. They won't let independent media like Redacted into that room. They only allow the corporate media into that room. So what happened? Now, this weekend, we learned that the FBI has confiscated all the cell phones of the crew members, the 20 crew members of the Dali, and they haven't given them back. So this is a great question. Why did the FBI seize the phones of Dali's crew? were they were told by the FBI that they would get them back in a few days. That's what the FBI told the crew of the Dolly. Well, that hasn't happened, and it's been weeks. What are they looking for exactly? Location data? Tracking info? Any photos they might have taken of the crash that might aid in their investigation? Those things are easy to get within the first few days. You can pull those right off immediately. So what would they need this stuff for? But right before the ship went into that pylon. Also, interestingly, remember, of course, we have a number of 2 minutes of the most important data was removed from the black box. It's not there on the black box recording. So was it something on the phones that they were hoping to find in that? We don't know, because the FBI won't say anything. They're being mum about it and being quiet. The crew, though, are now demanding the FBI return their phones. That's one big piece of this. But the other is that CBS News has learned now that the crew members have been confined to the ship.
What?
Yeah. What exactly? Yes, they've been stuck on the ship ever since the attack.
Well, it's almost 2 months now.
Wait.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but weren't they just saying, you said like what, Friday? They were saying there's going to be a controlled demolition on some of the
today
pieces. Like
they're going to control.
Like, if I was on that ship, I'd be like, wait, time out.
Exactly.
Can I go to shore when you do that?
Like, can you guys go to the stern of the ship? Because on the front, we're going to be blowing some stuff up. You might want to just go to the back of the ship. No, you're confined to the ship.
Well, they can get off, right? Should we let them off?
So what's going on here? Now, according to CBS News, Reverend Josh Messick with the Baltimore International Seafarers Center told CBS News that he's been in constant contact with the crew members over the past 6 weeks, and they are on board and confined. What? He says, quote, to CBS News, "It's been really taxing for them. They're well cared for by the company. Just to be confined to one space for so long is incredibly stressful. They're being confined to this space." Again, what? Why? So help me understand this. They're confined to the ship. And why? Because we can't talk to them? We're not allowed to talk to them? Because if they get off the ship, reporters would want to speak with them, right? That's exactly what would happen.
Yeah.
So you keep them on a ship that's being guarded by the FBI and the NTSB, then you can't talk to anybody that's on the ship. Oh, and by the way, you've taken their phones away from them, so they can't communicate with reporters or other individuals. Now, they did give them like backup phones, but they don't have any contacts, whatever. So no one...
What if they want to swim off? Like, hey, I'm done with this. I'm going to swim away. Will they stop them?
They're well cared for by the company, according to CBS News. So remember, if it wasn't intentional, why would the FBI still be involved in this? Right? Because if this was an accident, as we were told by the Biden administration, the Department of Transportation would be handling this. Instead, an intelligence agency is handling this. Something about this entire situation is very fishy, and something doesn't sound right. Let us know your thoughts on this in the comments below. But those two things really stood out to me. So I was diving deep into these new pieces of information. I was like, this doesn't add up. Something is really bizarre here.
Yeah, that's...
I mean, my jaw is still on the floor. I cannot figure out, like, to find out that they're still on the ship. Like, there can't be a reason for it. There's no logical reason for that.
Yeah, let me just repeat what CBS News is reporting, and now Hot Air is reporting as well. Reverend Josh Messick with the Baltimore International Seafarers Center told CBS that he has been in constant contact with the crew members on the ship over the past 6 weeks. He says, quote, "It's really been taxing for them. They're well cared for by the company. Just to be confined to one space for so long is incredibly stressful."
The company says they're well cared for. Okay.
Well, I mean, the company is telling Josh Messick at the Baltimore International Seafarers Center.
They're not saying that. No, we have no firsthand word that they say they're okay.
There's been no reporting, and there's been, well, to my knowledge, none of these, we don't know who these people are. I mean, they haven't been out speaking to reporters because they're on the ship. So they're there when the NTSB is coming. They're having their phones confiscated by the FBI. And on top of that, there is about to be a controlled demolition of the bridge today. And they're still there on the ship, unless they've been ferreted away under the cloak of darkness and we don't know about it. But
can we call OSHA? Will they get involved?
Yeah.
They're going to blow up the bridge in front of us here. And
surely we're not going to blow people up, right? Surely.
They are. and don't call me Shirley. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. You know, YouTube thinks that you'll actually like this next video right here. It's personalized based on your own viewing habits. So if you watch the video, please leave a comment. Let us know what you think about it, and we will see you next time, everyone.